What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Amateur TV for another video on the second channel for Amateur. On this channel, I like to go through additional NBA-related topics, especially concerning the Toronto Raptors, in videos and content just like this. So if you like what you see from today's video, drop a like on the channel, show your support to this video, help it get to some new viewers, and make sure if you like what you see as well, you consider subscribing for more just like this, because I like to cover the Raptors on this channel, but I still want to get more involved with general NBA content with this channel, and you guys can let me know in the comments if you want me to stick to, what I do best, which is Raptors coverage, or if you would like to see me go on and explore some more topics around the NBA, because there are so many things that I do want to give my thoughts and opinions on. It's just been so crazy. I've got 4 channels in the Amateur Production Network, mainly the Amateur Sports channel is over 12,000 subs, and I love doing all this content. I'm busy doing content at my work as well. I try to do this in the off work hours as best as I can, but it's been a grind. So support is very much appreciated. So what I wanted to talk about today was the Raptors and their injury crisis, an absolute injury crisis going on currently with the team, mitigating an absolute storm as best as possible. And it's led to some very unfortunate losses, like the losses to the Pacers and the loss to the Thunder. But overall, I think what I want to just talk about in this video is if the Raptors have been managing this injury crisis well, and how good this team can be if they ever get back to fully healthy, or when they do get fully healthy. So for starters, the Raptors do have a game tonight. I'm recording this on Wednesday. They are playing against the Brooklyn Nets, and 5 notable players are going to be missing. Delano Banton picked up an injury last week. He's questionable for this one. Pascal Siakam remains out after getting injured in that Dallas game when he slipped on the slippery Dallas court. Very unfortunate injury there. Hopefully he's back next week. Scottie Barnes now taking on a huge load due to all these injuries. He's questionable, or he's day-to-day, and he might miss the game tonight against the Brooklyn Nets. He's been dealing with a lot of small things like his ankle. Now it's his knee. Otto Porter remains out with the toe strain. Prez Achiuwa going to still be out for quite a while after picking up that bad ankle injury. And Justin Champagnie, somebody who doesn't really play anyways, but he is also out just for the sake of saying it here. So the Raptors dealing with a lot of key injuries, and they have been for the last couple of weeks, especially with Pascal Siakam being out, the best player on this team, who was looking like an MVP candidate to start the year. Fred VanVleet has missed some time. We've seen Gary Trent Jr., who has missed some games so far this season. And given the fact we've had so many injuries, I would say, we're 9-8. Yeah, we're 8th in the Eastern Conference. You would want the Raptors to be in a better position here, but we are above 500. We are 9-8. Given the fact that, right now with so many guys out, that's pretty impressive to me. There was obviously the previous game against the Atlanta Hawks where we lose by 2. That's really, really a game you should have won. Scottie Barnes finally had a really good game, but man, the images of him missing that layup at the buzzer to win the game, that's one he's got to put in 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100, 1,000 out of 1,000 sort of times there. Probably one he should have dunked as well, though he did have a really good game. Unfortunate there, and unfortunate the Raptors lose the way they did in overtime, where they break down defensively and allow a horrible buzzer beater to the Hawks. AJ Griffin lays it in, and fingers probably pointed at Scottie Barnes for leaving the defensive area there, allowing for such a simple layup at the buzzer. So that's a bad one to give up, but I got to applaud the effort that the Raptors put in there. That's not a game that I was able to watch. I was actually on vacation on the weekend, so back to normal content now. Unfortunately, yesterday was a whirlwind. I couldn't put out a main channel video yesterday. I apologize for that. We do have the stream on the main channel tonight. If you like watch parties, make sure to check out. It's on this side. Amateur Sports, my main YouTube channel. But regardless, doing my best to get videos out on this channel as well. Box score watch for that Raptors game against the Hawks. But the pain in seeing those replays there. But again, looking at the guys that were starting, the guys that were available to play, I am more than happy with the effort, and I believe you should be as well. And, on the season as a whole, this team, when it's fully healthy, this can be a really, really good team. How many other teams in the league would be doing, what we are doing with so many injuries here? The Sixers are doing quite well. They've had the Harden injury. They've had some Embiid injuries. I think Maxey might be out as well right now. They've been doing a good job as well, but there are so many injuries that this team is dealing with. And coming into the season, when I talked about where the Raptors were going to finish, I had them as a top 5 team in the East. And a big reason, maybe not a big reason, but part of the reason for that was I felt like the Raptors, they mitigate injuries really well with the next man up attitude. And I know we're losing games right now. We had the bad one to the Thunder and the Pacers, but overall, I think that we're doing a pretty good job there. What else can you expect given the circumstances for this team? We are still winning games. We are still getting over the line some. It was an impressive one against the Heat, though they also are dealing with some injuries. Like, we are really doing what we can given our circumstances here. And I think that being above 500 in this situation and this far into the season is looking fine. You've obviously got some overachieving teams in the East, or I would say are overachieving currently in the Pacers and Wizards. Pacers at 10-6, Wizards at 10-7. And maybe those are teams you can catch up to. Would really have wanted to get that one against the Hawks to put us at 10-7 rather than 9-8, but it is what it is. But again, like, we are doing pretty well here. You look at other teams in the league, like Brooklyn are 8-10. That's concerning for them. The Bulls are 7-10. That's concerning for them. And the Miami Heat, who were the 1 seed last year, are 12th at 7-11. So it could definitely be a whole lot worse here. But you got to understand, the context of the season as a whole so far for the Raptors has been all of these injuries. And especially the big one to Pascal Siakam when he slipped on the Dallas Mavericks floor. That one is super frustrating because he was operating, again, at that MVP sort of level. And some of the questions I've been getting in the wake of all of this injury news regarding the Raptors has been, how can it be coincidental that so many Raptors players are getting injured altogether here? There must be something wrong with the way they're training and everything. And I have a lot of pushback on that. I disagree with that. You go to the Banton one, he picked up a knock the game after the one against the Pistons. I forget who that was against. But still, that's just an injury that happens over the course of the season. Pascal Siakam slips on the Dallas floor that has had, from what I've seen, plenty of issues with slippage this season. Freak injury. Unfortunate, but you can't do anything about that. Scottie Barnes, I think this is a product of being overexerted here, giving all of the injury concerns. That one I think you can chalk up maybe a little bit to fatigue. Otto Porter with the toe thing, like, that's a freak injury. Achua makes an out-of-control move to the basket, and freak injury, just ruins his ankle. Like, these are things that are random occurrences that have unfortunately all coincided together here. Fred VanVleet, I mean, he's injury prone. I think maybe that's a little bit of fatigue for him. Gary Trent, that's one along with Scottie Barnes that I would chalk up, it seems, to more fatigue and overexertion here. But on the whole, like, injuries are part of the game. It's just a damn shame when so many of them are coming here. But I don't think it's something that the Raptors are doing wrong here. I think it's a product, unfortunately, of some bad luck. But you got to go through the bad luck, and it's going to be difficult to do that with the schedule coming up here. Big game against Brooklyn tonight, in my opinion. You are at home for the next 3 games. You're slight favorites against the Nets, who have also been dealing with stuff this season, whether it's injuries or suspensions, of course. But that would be a big game to win tonight, even with the players not being able to play. Then you've got the Mavericks, who we struggle against. We struggle against Luka Doncic typically. So that's another one on Saturday. Then Cleveland, tough game. Then you go away to the Pelicans and the Nets. 2 tough games there. It's going to be a difficult stretch for the Raptors here. They've gone through some difficult pockets of the season so far. I think we're fortunate to be dealing with these injuries, and we just had an easier part of the season, but now it's time to start getting these games even in the more difficult parts. But manage your expectations here. I've seen some crazy criticism of Nick Nurse during this stretch here. The Raptors are over 500, dealing with all these injuries. There is really not much that Nick Nurse could be doing differently to help out this team in the circumstances. It's a real shitstorm here for the Raptors dealing with the injuries. I think that given the circumstances, they've done well this season. Could it be better? Sure. Have there been bad games? Yes. But the season as a whole, with all the context involved, I think it's been fine. 9-8, not the pace that we want to be on, but we're poised to make a good run, hopefully, when this team, if they can ever get healthy again. Don't draw too much into these games here. Let's get healthy. And when we do, given what you're seeing from the next man up attitude from the players stepping in here, who put in a great effort against the Hawks, as I mentioned, you combine that with the starters coming back into play. This is a dangerous team, and the rest of the NBA knows it. If you're a Raptors fan, you should recognize it as well. So thank you so much for watching this video on Amateur TV. If you enjoyed, please drop a like on the video. It goes a long way to supporting the channel, and make sure you are subscribed for more Raptors content. And hopefully, let's get some more general NBA content involved. If you want to see that stuff, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below of what kind of videos that you do want to see. But for me at Amateur TV, I'll see you again next time for another video.